So we had to very quickly get out of the apartment this morning. I am concerned about a lot of the things that are happening at my building, so I have started the process of formally reporting them for different things that I'm concerned about. And one of the things I reached out to was the city and asking the building department to come by and verify things. And they were here this morning, which was a little unexpected, but not unexpected. And so my dad ended up going downstairs today to get some water out of the car, and that he saw that the building department was there and I was still in the apartment. So he came back up, told me, and we very quickly got dressed and ended up going down the stairs because we're concerned to be in the lobby. And so now we're at the grocery store, and honestly I don't plan on going back to my apartment till later in this evening because okay, I'm just gonna eat my sandwich now. So we have just gotten to Miami's, which is a little grocery store, and my dad and me are here eating. We got a sandwich. This is my side of the sandwich, and it's a big sandwich. So my dad has his sandwich. I will show you Dad real quick. That is Dad. Okay, so we're just here eating our sandwich, and we just finished eating our lunch. We got a sandwich right over there at Miami's, which is a little grocery store here that's across the street from the beach. And we very abruptly this morning left the apartment because I wanted to give you guys an update as to what's going on with the apartment situation. As I mentioned to you guys, my building had put up a notice that basically said, in the future, if ever you decide you can't afford these expenses here, there's assessments, and you decide, you know what, I'm looking into the future 6 months from now, I really need to sell my unit because I just don't think that I could keep up with these expenses. What they said is that unless you could come up with the money ahead of time, that you won't be selling your unit. We won't allow you to close. We won't allow the money to come out of escrow, which is extremely common, that at a sale, the money is taken out of escrow and then the title company disperses it to the building. And what they would be trying to do in a situation like that would be trying to force an owner into foreclosure because they won't allow for them to sell their property to get their money out of their property to then access their money. And then what they would do is they would seize it, not allow you to sell your property, and then profit on the sale of your unit. Obviously that is unlawful. So combined, as a recap of what occurred with that, combined with me sending out rabid emails to the Condo Association, CC to all of their attorneys, and no, I am not an attorney, combined with me sending that to all of their attorneys, and no, I'm not an attorney, but I have the right to write whoever I want, and a very kind attorney who reached out on my behalf. The notice came down, and now there's a new notice up that says you can do it at escrow. But it was quite a little attempt on their part of what they tried to do, and it was terrifying. So as of today, I am not selling my apartment. I've been able to attain a second job, and combined with YouTube and stuff like that, we're hoping to see if we can get by and just take it as it goes. And so again, this is a condo building called Coastal Towers. It's in Sunny Isles Beach. This is Sunny Isles Beach, and again, this is my lifestyle here. I live down that way, and I live across the street from the beach. The buildings you're seeing here is the beach side. And no, I am not in that financial bracket, but you know what? I have access to the same thing they do. We all go to the same shopping center, the same little supermarket, the same place I just got lunch. And I'm not going to let these people who are scheming at my condo association try to take my home from me. I've been asking my condo association for transparency. So far, there's a lot of gibberish. It almost seems like some of the messages that they wrote me back in email finally came from their attorneys. It's still gibberish. It's like, if you want to know the financials, come into the office. It's like, I'm not coming into the office. Let's just say that the management office, some people are not shy to having been featured on the news. and I'm not going in there. I'm not going in there. It would be actually a situation that I honestly would fear for my safety if I went into the office, which is a lot of the reason why I ended up going down the stairs today in my building, which is really not acceptable. You know, when you calculate out what the true maintenance should have been for my apartment this every month as of this year, it should have been a little bit over $1,000 a month for maintenance. And that's what I ended up calculating out it should have been, because we were told it was $600 a month. But then when we calculated out the shortfall and then you divide it among the 12 months, it actually should have been a little over $1,000 a month. And that's a lot of money to be running down the stairs of your building because you're scared of the management office. So to bring you guys up to date with what's going on at the very moment, I sent an email to the city asking for them to look into some things that I'm concerned about regarding my condo association and my building. Some of you might ask, well, why would the city care about something like this? Isn't it a private matter? Not exactly. Some of these issues that I've brought to their attention that I'm concerned about would fall under their domain because it's under the city and the city regulates the building. And I asked them to look into something that I was curious about. And I asked that either code enforcement or the building department come out and verify this, because I'm concerned as this could relate to safety. And so the safety of the building and all that. So this morning, as I was mentioning when I was eating my sandwich, my dad went downstairs to go get a water from the car and bring it upstairs. And I was in the apartment and he told me that building department's here. And I had this weird feeling like he's going downstairs. It's like, you know. So it comes back up and we're like, probably should get out of the apartment quickly. We don't need, if in the event that something weird is happening with the city and the management office, I don't want to be in the apartment. He's able to go nuts or something downstairs, the management. So we left quickly. We ate a sandwich here and we're out right now because we don't really know exactly what's happening right now. We don't know if something has occurred where the city has discovered something or not, and we don't know that information right now. It's kind of up in the air. All we know is that the city did come by to check on things, and I am concerned about being, I'm assuming that's why the city was there. It's always possible the building department was at the building for an unknown reason, coincidence, but considering I wrote them an email saying, can you send the building department's there, that's what I think has occurred. So we're kind of just like going to stay out. We're not going to really go back to the building right now until we know the time frame roughly that the management leaves for the day, which is in the late, you know, going into the early evening. So, which in reality, we should be out anyhow. It's a beautiful day out. Why aren't we out? It's really not acceptable. I'm paying, when you calculate it all out, how it should be, over $1,000 in maintenance, my taxes. The building looks like horrible. The halls are not maintained. There's squish bugs on the wall. No one cleans. They were playing around that they were going to fix the walls in the hall and paint them. The guy did it for 2 days. There's a paper up that says wet paint with patchwork because he had to fix the walls. It's been like that for about a month and a half. And he's nowhere to be seen. He usually is seen in the lobby singing and dancing. You think I'm joking? I'm actually not. Unfortunately, it's quite a sight. So, yeah, that's a lot of money to be paying to be going through a situation like this. And again, some of you might ask, why don't you just sell and get rid of this situation? Again, my apartment, ironically, would not sell for enough to even get me into a proper home anywhere. Yet, ironically, because of this oddball building and when we bought it, this is my lifestyle. So that's quite a situation. So, yeah, we're just out right now. I don't know if we'll end up finding out more information towards the end of the week, but it's quite an unfortunate thing to say to yourself, I am uncomfortable in my building, even though I pay a huge amount of expenses. And by the way, that doesn't include the reserves, that doesn't include other assessments for contracting work. It's insane. I can't do anything about that. So we have actually been going around all of town right now. We've been to Publix, we were at Milam's, now we're at back at Milam's, which is this other little grocery store here. We went to Walgreens, and we're just kind of like stalling and going home because, as crazy as it is, we're scared to go home. We own this condo down the street. We're actually scared to go home because we're actually scared of the management office. We really don't know what's happening right now in regard to some of these complaints that have gone in, and if the city is currently, we're not quite sure if the city went over to the building today. We know they were there. We don't know 100% why they were there, if they were there to investigate some of the things I had mentioned to them, but I really don't want to be anywhere near the building right now. So this is pretty annoying because we can't even go home. We're just like, you know, hopping from one grocery store to the next. It's also brutally hot out. That the city is investigating them right now. I'm not quite sure if they've got into it yet, if that's why they were there. I'm guessing that's why they were there, because I asked them to go. I really don't want to be anywhere near the building right now. So this is especially the day that they might have be investigating them. So we're just going back into the grocery store again. So I'm just gonna leave the video here, guys, but thank you so much for watching. I wanted to give you guys like an update as to what's going on, and yeah, I'm just gonna stay out. Please ignore that. I have Patreon and YouTube channel memberships, and I will see you soon in my next video, and bye.